Credit to Richmond. This is a great rivalry game. This is great for college basketball, and tonight was another one. You got to really prepare for Richmond in so many ways. They got a veteran team, and I was really proud of our guys how we competed during the game, and we carried the game plan over, but probably more than that, I thought we just played really hard to execute what we were supposed to do in the game plan on offense, and then sit down and guard these guys. They had such an efficient offense, just make it really hard for them. And for the most part, we knew they were going to make runs. We knew they were going to play at times to give them the ball back. But I thought for most of the game, it just made it harder for them, and that was huge. So we had a lot of guys contribute. I thought we had some young guys that really played well. Thought they carried over the scouting report. We didn't have the last 2 days weren't great practices for us that the standard that I would like. So I was worried going into it. Were we going to be ready? But you know what? These guys carried it over and they were ready, and we competed. I'm really proud of them.
All right, we'll go ahead. We'll start with Hank Kurz, and then we'll go to Wayne Epps.
How you doing, Mike? Good to see you.
Good to have you, buddy.
And Mike, there was a time when a VCU team that had 6 turnovers and had 2 steals would have been run out of the building. How much was that a philosophical change for tonight, or how much is that just the way you guys have been approaching everything this season?
Well, we're a little banged up, to be honest with you. We're a little banged up, so I wanted to shorten the game a little bit. I didn't want, if we were going to press these guys, I didn't want to, if we're going to exert these guys and have 2, great quick ball handlers to go score against it and just give them some easy ones early. If they're going to score, they got to earn it, which that was just the plan. And, everyone's going to talk about our havoc and the way we press and we turn people over. That's us. That's what but we also can sit down and guard people in half court and quarter court. And because of our defense at the rim, and we had 7 blocks today, but a lot of other square ups and rotations at the rim and helper situations, we just made it hard for them. And, we didn't want them to make a lot of threes to beat us, and we had to defend at the rim. So we were going to extend our defense, and we did that, and I think that helped. We got a couple things where they got a little choppy getting in their offense because they thought we were coming to press and all that stuff. But, it's a cumulative effect, but it doesn't always have to be turnovers in the backcourt.
You got to be happy with the way you finished. I mean, not only did you make 10 of your last 11 shots, but it seemed like all your block shots came once the game got close.
Corey and Levi, Vince. We have some guys that when they played the 4 and the 5, Mikkel, they're physical guys. They can move. They're elastic in guarding guys that back them down, but they're also vertical players. And some of them have quick hands, and some of them can get up there in the air and make plays. And you saw that today, and you saw that late in the game. That was huge for us.
Thank you.
You bet.
Good, Wayne.
You mentioned, the play at the rim. I rebounded them by 16. Outscored them in the paint by 14. Do you kind of consider the play inside to be the difference tonight?
Yeah, no, I think it was huge without a doubt. We couldn't get enough possessions on, in our press, right, and turnovers, which always gives us extra possession. So, we really wanted to attack, get in the paint on them. We wanted to score at the rim and challenge them, get to the foul line. I think it's been a good formula for us, especially the last few games. And then, rebounding. Not that we got a ton of offensive rebounds today, but we got some key ones, right? And then we just did a good job of limiting them. So, look, we have guys that can make plays getting downhill and drawing fouls. That's huge for us. But I think the biggest thing is we got downhill and we really shared the ball and sprayed. We had 26 baskets, 21 of them were assisted. That means we were playing the right way.
And so much talk about how you guys have been young this year, but beating, what is one of the most experienced teams in the country tonight. Like, what does that mean to you? What does that say about the group's growth and where they stand at this point of the season?
Wayne, you probably heard me say this. When you step on the court, nobody asks you how old you are, what grade you're in. We ask you either can you play or not, right? And I tell our guys that all the time. You got to step up and play. Now, the inexperience or immaturity at times comes in just learning the game and understanding situations. You know, our older group, they've been through that. We're going through that now, sometimes on the fly, but we're getting better at it. Last 4 minutes of the game today was pretty good. We had 2 bad turnovers. We gave up one open 3 that they missed. But, man, earlier in the year, it was a lot more. And that means we're carrying over late game situations from practice and time and score. And Ace sure helps out without a doubt. He kept those huddles tight. So just got to continue to get better at that. It says a lot about doing that against an older team. But, you know, you got to do that now to win.
Thank you.
Chris, you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My screen was a little frozen. David Teal and then Noah Fleischman. Go ahead.
Mike, people may focus on Bones' scoring and his 20 points tonight, but what do career highs of 12 rebounds and 6 assists say about his completeness?
You know, the crazy thing, David, is he didn't practice last year because he had an injury. And then he felt looser today and wanted to give it a try. So it's just a really good player, right? He's a really good player with a great instinct how to play the game the right way. He can make plays with the ball in his hands. I love it that he's defensive rebounding the way it is, flying in there and getting some good ones. You know, I did say that he stole my secret too. The guy walks out, he goes in and gets the easy one, but we get him. And he got a couple tougher ones today, which is great. And now he's realized I can go get more. He did that today. He's a very good player. We've seen that before. You know, he only had 2 assists. He won lousy one at the end, but you know, I thought he played a really good game, 4 game, even though he was banged up. I think today he was probably about 60-70%.
And then did you have a sense that if you just kept your foot on the gas, that Richmond, because of its pause, would fatigue?
On their offense, do what they do, but we're just going to make it harder for them to do it. So maybe there's a cumulative effect. If you shot are short or the free throws are short, you know, I just really believe in that. You know, you play harder than your opponent. That's how you wear some people down. That, you know, and everybody plays hard, but we got to take pride in that all the time. I really believe in that, and I you know, you hope that happens. You hope that's a cumulative effect. Sometimes when you go back and watch the tape the next day, you see some of that, and I hope we see that. And so, you know, that's sort of our formula, without a doubt.
Wes, go ahead.
Coach, talking about guys getting banged up this time of the year, you need more contributions. What stayed with you? What stood out about Junior Watkins' performance tonight?
Well, he's a basketball player, man. I mean, he knows where that rim is, and he's really aggressive. And you know, he's I'm really hard on him. He probably, I don't know if he was in here, but I'm really tough on him. I got after him today in the shoot around because I think he could be a great player at VCU. I really do. I think his future. I mean, I don't think he's scratching the surface, and I'm going to continue to get him to play harder and play with more pace and continue to work on his skills because pound for pound, he's going to be a special player for us, and he's got some great. I mean, you look at some of the plays he made today. He didn't look like a freshman, right? I mean, you know, some great defensive plays today. He's getting better and better. I still think he could rebound the ball better, and I think he could guard guys better. He could really, you know, other teams' best players, and he's going to get bigger and stronger. So I love him. I love him. He doesn't always think that because I'm tough on him, but you know, because of today, days like today, this is why we're hard on him and push him. But he's been huge for us all year long. I'm really proud of him. He took advantage of his minutes today. He was huge down the stretch. And you know, when you have a freshman that's plus 15 like Bones was, he's doing the right things in that game today. He gave us a great lift.
Thank you.
Bet.
Lane, did you still have a question?
Yeah, I do. Mike, you guys, every game is different, but you guys had some struggles in the second half earlier this season. Are you confident in saying those are in the past, the way your team has matured, especially tonight when they turned back just about every run that Richmond had after halftime?
It's a concern, without a doubt, but we're getting better, right? We're getting better. We're practicing more special situations, late game. The 6-minute game is we play a 6-minute game and we get after it, and it's time and score stuff all the time and coming out of timeouts and executing. So, just with experience, I think we're getting better at it. But I do worry about that if things aren't going our way, right? That we don't want that to snowball. So it's definitely an emphasis. Look, late in the year now, it turns out a lot of times it turns down to half-court execution and half-court defense and time to score. And we continue to emphasize and work on it, but it's definitely a lot better than it has been.
All right, we've got time for one more, and that's going to go to Sean Robertson. Go ahead, Sean.
Thanks, Chris. Hey, Mike, congrats on the win. You talk about the Army and the depth.
What kind of mask is that, buddy?
My high school mask, Petersburg High School.
Okay. A little different.
You talk about your Army all season long and the depth and everything like this. Was tonight a perfect example of how the guys come together, fill their roles, know what they need to do, and come out with the win with 4 guys scoring in double figures tonight?
Yeah, definitely our Army had a lot to do with it. A lot of guys contributed. I just thought everybody that went in locked in on the defensive end of the court, and that's that cumulative effect. Now, we didn't get crazy in the press, and they only had 6 turnovers, but we didn't let them get in their offense easy. We blew up ball screens. We guarded the ball and took away threes. Our havoc occurred more at the rim, right? And and a lot of guys contributed to that. So I definitely agree with you. Look, all our guys know they better be ready. They better be sitting on the edge of the seat instead of the back, because we're not afraid to put them all in. And you better be ready to call and help your team win. And I tell them they don't have to do anything special. They have to play really hard and impact winning. In that moment, whatever that play asks you to do it to the best of your ability, do it for your teammates, and that's how you help your team win. And, that's the Army approach we want to have all the time.
Thanks, Mike.